Are we live? Can somebody let me know if we're live? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you're tuning in from. We are, in fact, live. Fantastic. How's it going, everyone? It's great to see you all. We have a very controversial subject to discuss today. I'm really keen to talk to you guys about it. And you know what? I want to get your opinions as well. I want the chat to be active today. And I want you guys to discuss it because this is important information that I've come across. I came across it a while back, but the market was pumping. So at the time, I thought to myself, okay, it's not information that you guys absolutely need to know back then, but it's information that you guys are going to need to know now, given the dynamics of the market. And we are going to look at Bitcoin and we are going to look at Ethereum to see exactly how they come together and how it could really and truly affect us in the very, very, very short term. So, you know what? It's good to see everyone. Drop me a comment in the chat. Let me know that you guys are alive. Let me know that you guys are doing well. Let me just double check something very, very quickly. Okie dokie, okie dokie. How is everybody doing? We'll wait for a few more people to enter the chat. And as soon as we get a few more people to come into the chat, we'll kick the episode off. We've got a few people here. We've got Bam Bam Bitcoin. Good to see you, mate. We've got Elizabeth, my number one. Thank you very much for joining the show. We've got Jay. Hello, Jay. Good to see you, mate. And Mike says, hi, NJ. Great job last night with SE and XO. Yes, I was on SE's show yesterday. If you haven't watched SE's show, I would definitely advise you check out SE's show from last night. Fantastic show. We had an absolutely great turnout. Everybody who joined was lovely. Well, 99% of the people who joined were lovely. Stephen M Crypto, how's it going, mate? It's good to see you, bro. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining. You're one of the OGs in the show. You're always tuning into the show. Hey everyone, amazing stream yesterday. Thank you very much, Stephen. MWO, how's it going, my friend? Salams, bro. NJ looking stylish. Thank you, mate. My dad got me this top. I like it. Yep. Jay. Tony. What's good, NJ? What's good, Tony? Hope to see more of you, Tony. It's been a rough week with work. NJ, trading hasn't been bad though. Yeah, you know what? It happens, MWO. It happens. I hope everybody's doing well. Right. I suppose we'll kick the show off. Okay, cool. So do you know what? We need to talk about Mt. Gox. Okay, Mt. Gox is something that most of the people in crypto nowadays aren't really aware of. It's new to a lot of people. And before we talk about Mt. Gox, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the price of Bitcoin. We're going to look at a chart for Bitcoin, and I'm just going to quickly run through something that you guys need to see. All right, it's going to be more higher time frame. It's going to be more macro based, but it's something that's going to play a role in the near term, in my opinion. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my chart now, and we're going to look at Bitcoin from a wider perspective, and I want you guys to see something in particular. Excuse me, ignore the MAs. We can keep them there, but ignore the MAs. Oren says, how you doing, NJ? I'm doing good, mate. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. Talking about Mt. Gox today. Okie dokie. Right, so over here we've got the weekly chart for Bitcoin. Okay, this is what we've got. Good afternoon, KAR Crypto. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for joining. Over here we've got the weekly chart for Bitcoin. Okay, now this is a chart that you guys are very familiar with. This is a chart that you guys are used to. And what I want to talk to you guys today is essentially the difference between price action and event-driven data. Okay, so looking over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove these MAs very quickly. And let me remove this one as well. There we go. Okay, cool. So, I know some of you guys have joined cryptocurrency in 2021, some of you guys 2022, but, we need to take this chunk of crypto and we need to understand what we can from it in order to really understand what's going on here, So, hindsight isn't the best, but it's what we have. It's what we can use. Now, obviously, in 2017, you guys saw we did the 20,000 spike up, the euphoria run, all the way to $10,000. That was Bitcoin being Bitcoin, price action. Okay, we had the bear market. After we had the bear market, we had the sell off. Again, this was price action. This area right here, it was price action. Now, this line's not going to be perfect, but I just need you guys to get the overall context. Okay. Sorry, bear with me. There we go, like that. Okay. Now, why do I say this is price action? Well, this is price action because look, we've got the euphoria spike up till 20K. We've got a lower high. We've got a lower high. We've got a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high. Now look at the support. We've got 6K support. 6K works as support the first time in February. 6K works as support the next time in March. The next time again in June. The next time again in August. The next time again in September. The next time again in October. And then finally in November, we get that sell-off. Now, once we get that sell-off, again, this is not event driven. This is price action. It's simple. All right. Technical analysis traders, people who trade price action, those people were very aware. They were focused. They knew exactly what they were doing. Price broke down. I remember SC being in that short, and he was very calm about it too. When Bitcoin broke down, most of the people on CT, they were confused. They were saying, "Oh my God, what? How could Bitcoin break 6K? It's not fundamentally possible." After a run up to 20K, I can't believe it. All right, I was one of those people, and SC shorted it, and he won that short. Okay, now price bottomed out. It came back up. It did its thing. All of this that you're seeing here, it's all price action. When we talk about this, when we go back and we look at it, it's all price action. So if we move on here now, I want you to look at this area right here. Okay. And I'm going to put a little box out here to show you exactly what I'm talking about. This orange box that I've highlighted here, this is not price action. This is an event-driven move. And I'll explain exactly what I mean. So when Bitcoin ran to 20K, that's Bitcoin being Bitcoin. Have we seen Bitcoin do that in the past? Yes, we have. We saw it here in 2013. Did we see it again? Yes, we did. We saw it here in 2016. Well, not 2016, 2017. We saw it again. 2013. Where's the 2015 spike? No 2015 spike? 2015, we had a big bear market. Okay, right, whatever. So we saw it once in 2013. We saw it once in 2017. Now, if we look at this right here, this orange box that I've highlighted here, it looks very small. It looks very it looks insignificant in comparison to what price has done. However, if you were in cryptocurrency, if you were trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any of the altcoin markets, in fact, any traditional markets back in these days, 2020, February and March, you would have known that we went through something called the COVID crash. Okay. Now, COVID was a very, very unique event. Okay. Your parents didn't go through something like that. Your grandparents didn't go through something like that. Your great grandparents didn't go through something like that. We haven't had something like that in the world for quite a while. Okay. You were one of the people that went through that. Unless you're a year old right now and you're watching this show, you went through it. All right. I'm assuming that everybody here went through COVID, wherever you were in the world. Now, when COVID happened, it impacted the market in a way where the market dumped. And it dumped across the board. It wasn't just Bitcoin. It was SP. It was the ES. It was all the traditional markets. It was all the crypto markets. Everything dumped. Okay. And this is what we call event-driven news, event-driven price action. Okay. Now, notice how this 6K level was support. We broke below it. We created the deviation. Surely, if we get back above that 6K level from here anyway, we should start pushing up, something like we got here in 2021. COVID came along and ruined those plans. But when it did that, when it gave us this black swan event, it led to the next bull market. It was the capitulation we sort of really and truly needed to push up. Okay. Now we've got all of that out of the way, I can finally start talking about Mt. Gox. So you guys know what Binance is, right? And I want you guys to be speaking in the chat. I want you guys to be talking in the chat, whether you're coming into the show now or whether you've been on the show for the last 10 minutes. I want you guys to be talking in the chat. Okay. You guys know what Binance is, right? You guys know who CZ is. CZ is our hero. He's the leader. He's the innovator, right? He's the guy that runs Binance. Binance is the biggest cryptocurrency trading platform available right now. It's where everybody does most of their trading. It harnesses a majority of the spot volume, and so forth. Okay. Now in 2011, sorry, 2010, there was a new exchange called Mt. Gox. Now, this was the Binance of the time. I want you guys to think it through like that. This was the Binance of the time. All right. So imagine you're new to cryptocurrency. There's not many participants in the market. And those who are in the market, they are the early birds. They're new to cryptocurrency. It's so open, it's so wide at that point. You know, everything about crypto is exciting at that point. Okay. Now, Mt. Gox comes around. It's an exchange that comes from Japan, Tokyo. Let's have a quick look at this. Just a very, very quick look. Mt. Gox was a Tokyo-based cryptocurrency exchange that operated between 2010 and 2014. Okay. It was responsible for more than 70% of Bitcoin transactions at its peak. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to that. Okay. The reason I made that comparison between Mt. Gox and Binance is because, theoretically speaking, at the time when Mt. Gox was doing what it was doing, it actually held more sort of precedent than Binance does now. Okay. 70% of Bitcoin transactions at its peak, which means that if you think about it, right, think about how big crypto is right now. Think about how money moves around in the market. You've got so many exchanges now. Everybody you see on Twitter that's trading, whenever they give you a snippet of their their trade or their funds or whatever, it's always a different exchange. You've got Prime, you've got Delta, you've got Bybit, you've got so many Didex, you've got so many exchanges. All right. But Mt. Gox at the time, this was one of the only exchanges, and it harnessed 70% of all Bitcoin transactions. So not just now we've got MetaMask, right? We've got MetaMask. So if somebody if someone says to me, send me some USDT or send me some ETH or send me some whatever, Matic or whatever, I got my MetaMask and I do my thing, right? Or I go into my ledger and do my thing. You should all have one of these. Shout out to Crypto AM for buying me this. Um, you know, but back in the day, it was all Mt. Gox. Most of the stuff that was happening, all Mt. Gox. From Mt. Gox to wallet to Mt. Gox. That's how big it was. Now this is the tricky thing. This is where it gets a bit sort of suspect, yeah. Even though it had all of this traffic, even though people were bullish on it, even though everybody loved Mt. Gox, it was what started crypto. Really started crypto. They got their first hack in 2011. Was it 2011? It was 2011. I know it was. Yeah, no, this is 2020. Shut up, bro, man. It was 2011. Trust me, it was 2011. All right. They had their first hack in 2011. Now, this is the thing. When they had their first hack, it wasn't it wasn't normal. Okay. They had their first hack, and you've got to remember what cryptocurrency was at the time. Let me bring my camera back out like this so you can see me, my beautiful face. Hey, listen. So back then, cryptocurrency was new. If you were talking about cryptocurrency to people at work, if you were talking to people if you were talking to anyone about cryptocurrency, whether it's your friends, family, people at work, etc., 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 people wouldn't really know what it was, and people were kind of afraid of it. Okay. Now, the thing about Mt. Gox is they kind of brought crypto to the scene, but they were so early themselves. Do you see where I'm coming from? Imagine we wanted to start something new. Maybe we wanted to start layer 3 tokens as an example. All right. We all sort of come together. There's 40 of us here, 41 including me. We come together and we say, all right, let's kick off a layer 3 project. Okay. We kick off this layer 3 project. We don't actually know enough to really get this layer 3 going, but we kick it off anyway. All right. Now we know that there's going to be bumps and hurdles across the road, etc., 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 but we try. And this is what Mt. Gox did. They tried. Okay. They built their exchange. It was working. The traffic was going through and through and through. And then what happened is they had their first hack in 2011. The developers were still too early to the game. So much exploitation. The bullish side was there was so much to achieve in cryptocurrency, a huge ecosystem to be built. Similarly, the amount of hacks, vulnerabilities, holes, backdoors, They existed in crypto. Okay. Nowadays, we have it quite easy nowadays. We talk about Solana going down. We talk about Doge um, making their new chain. And, people are tweeting saying Doge has already gone down a few times. Their chain doesn't really work the way it works. Solana goes down once every now and again. If Polkadot goes down, the whole world shits the bed. But with Mt. Gox, crypto was so early that the the vulnerabilities that existed back then, it would be so easy to exploit. Now, anyway, moving forward, once they had their first hack in 2011, they couldn't maintain that. They couldn't control it. Okay. They had their first hack in 2011. They couldn't control it. And what happened was these hacks kept happening. The hackers at that point knew. They understood that, all right, crypto is a thing, blockchain is a thing, Bitcoin is a thing, but they're not protected yet. As much as Bitcoin itself is a protected currency, as long as you had access to steal Bitcoin, you'd be in a good position. Okay? Now, this continues to happen over where's the hacks? The hacks explain. Here we go. This continues to happen over the course of 2011, 2012, 2013 and 2014. Now, this is the thing. They hid it. It's like when you're getting bullied at school. You go to school in the morning, you're lying to your parents and you're telling your parents everything's good. You go to school, you get bullied, you come home, you wipe your tears as you get home and you pretend that everything's good. And that's what they kind of did. Yeah. They hid what was going on. They hid it. And it eventually caught up to them. And now this is where it gets a bit crazy. All right. So back then, Bitcoin wasn't worth a lot. 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, we started seeing a big rise in cryptocurrency. Okay. Now, in 2011, these hacks that were happening, it totaled to around 750,000 Bitcoins. Let that sink in for a second. Okay. 750,000 Bitcoins. Let's see what that is on today's price. Yeah. What's the price of Bitcoin? 23,500. So 750,000 times 23,500. I don't even know how to say that number. I don't even know how to say this. Does somebody know how to say this? Can somebody write this in English for me? I'm not really a finance guy. I'm a crypto guy that knows all about finance. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's how much that Bitcoin is worth today. Now, this is the thing. That was how much customers owned. So customers owned around 750,000 Bitcoins on that exchange that got stolen. Now, of course, like every other exchange, they have their reserves too. And those reserves were 100,000 Bitcoins. So now we have to redo this. It's actually 850,000. Whoopsie. So that's the actual number. I really don't know what this is, man. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Oh, look, KAR. KAR comes into it. There you go. Thank you, KAR, and thank you, Jay Zhang. So this is the thing. So if we're talking about billions, there you go. We're looking at around 20 billion here in terms of what that Bitcoin is worth today. 850,000 Bitcoin that had been stolen. Okay. Now, of course, they got stolen, they got transitioned, they moved around. If you steal Bitcoin today, let's just be realistic, right? If you stole some Bitcoin today, you're not going to hide it in a wallet. You're not going to put it in your top and keep it there. What you're going to do is, if you're stealing Bitcoin, you're going to go buy your car. You're going to find a way to flush it. As soon as you flush it, you're going to find a way to go buy your car, buy your house, ice up your chain, ice up your watch. No more Fitbit. No more Fitbit. We're talking about Richard Millies. Yeah. If you were to steal Bitcoin. Now, of course, these guys, the hackers, they did use the Bitcoin. They did move it around. But the responsibility and the onus, it fell on Mt. Gox. Now, think about it from a police point of view, right? You come up to me and you say, no, actually, no, that will never happen. You go up to somebody else and you say to that person, give me your money, give me your watch, give me your phone. You take all that stuff. You go to the police You say to the police, "Oh, I've been jacked." You know what I'm saying? I need like to find these people. The police find the people. They've spent all the money. Everything that they took from you, they sold it. It's gone. You're never seeing it again. The onus still falls onto that person to return what is owed to you. Okay? Now, maybe all those bitcoins that were stolen, they've been taken, they've been utilized, they've been moved, but the responsibility falls on Mt. Gox. And the amount of people that launched complaints, that launched campaigns against Mt. Gox, we're finally at a stage now, around 8 years later, where Mt. Gox is now finally taking responsibility and they're finally going to release some of these bitcoins that are owed to the people that lost their money. We're going to get into this more and more. So, at its peak in 2013, Mt. Gox handled a whopping 70% of all Bitcoin transactions worldwide. I've explained that. However, I'll give you one more. I'll add one more to that, right? If you think about Bitcoin and how you mine Bitcoin, you guys know about mining. You don't need to know exactly how the mining works. You don't need to know that you have to plug cables in and graphics cards and whatnot. You don't need to know that. You're just here to trade it. Fine. Yeah. But 1 in every 10 Bitcoins that was mined was owned by Mt. Gox. That's how big these guys were. I need to express how big these guys were. You know? And let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat now, what do you think about everything I've said so far? Are you guys understanding how pivotal this exchange was? Right? The only exchange you can compare it to in today's time is Binance. It's Binance. You can't compare it to any other exchange. That's how big they were. Okay? 1 in every 10 Bitcoins mined. I mean, even Binance hasn't done that. Now, the company was started by US programmer Jed McCaleb, and it was sold to French developer Mark Carpels. I remember that name, yeah? Remember that name because this guy busts out, bruv. I'm going to explain the story soon. This guy here, he even looks like someone who would run away. He actually even does. Like, you know, them guys that, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't want to say bad things, but as we go into the story, you'll see he run away. But the point is, you know, he bought this exchange. He saw the potential of this exchange. Yeah, he ran away with like $30 million afterwards. But, you know, he's the one that pushed this exchange. This is the CZ of then. Okay, this is why I'm saying I like CZ. You can't compare CZ to this pussy over here. This guy's a waste man. He is. Okay. Now, as we go down, look what's happened. I want you to really picture yourself, put yourself in the position of these people, because this is something that could happen to us. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a disaster that happened that will never happen in crypto again. No, crypto has evolved. Crypto has changed. The technologies in crypto now are way more intricate than they were before, but we're still not there. You know, I'll give you an example. If we talk about like metaverse or something like that, you know, Axes, you can compare it to Flappy Bird, really, if you think about it. You can't switch on your PS5 and play a game that's metaverse or crypto related. It's all like, you know, really pixelated and shitty. So crypto, although it's evolving every year and although we've got money coming in, technology isn't 100% there yet, you know, which is fine. Now, back in the day when it was even more young, when it was even more vulnerable, look what people had to do. People protesting, saying, Mt. Gox, where's my money? What's going on? Again, more protests. Where's my money? You know, this was the interface at the time. Everything was different. These guys weren't just the Binance of crypto back then. These guys were the Coinbase of crypto back then. If you were new to cryptocurrency and you wanted to get involved, you wouldn't go to coinbase.com. You would go to Mt. Gox. That was where it was. Yeah. An easy way for people to take their fiat and transition it into crypto. Which is of course that is how I got into crypto. That's how you guys got into crypto. That's how everyone else will get into crypto in the future when people are purchasing cryptocurrencies to trade it. That's how they're going to get into crypto. They're going to take their hard-earned fiat and they're going to put it into crypto, right? They're going to look for an exchange or look for a gateway that they can take using their credit card or their bank card. They're going to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or an altcoin with their fiat, whether it's pound sterling, US dollar, whether it's Canadian dollar, whatever it is, Australian dollar, you know what it is. All right. Now, if you think about it, all these hacks that happened, it led to a total of 750,000 bitcoins. The reserves were 100,000 bitcoins. We have now got 850,000 bitcoins. The company's going to shit. They're still not as bad as Manchester United. Still, I would still class Manchester United as a more worse managed company than this. But that should still give you an idea of how bad this is. You know, there's no smile on my face. It should give you an idea how bad this is. Now, more happened. More happened after that. Okay. So in 2014, Mt. Gox declared that they were bankrupt. This was huge information. This is the equivalent of Binance tweeting today and saying we are bankrupt. You know, I want you guys to really think. Look at the beginning of the episode where we talked about price-driven data and event-driven data. Yeah? If Binance came out today and said we are bankrupt, you have no idea what that would do to the crypto space. We have no one that can take over. There is not a single exchange that I can think of. Don't chat to me about Qcoin. Don't chat to me about don't chat to me about who else? FTX. FTX is the second biggest in my opinion. They can't. They're not ready for it. They're not ready for it. You know, if Binance turn around and say we are liquidated, we are bankrupt, the crypto space in the short term, in the very, very short term, we are beep. Okay? And this is what happened in 2014. And that's probably why we had such a horrible bear market. Okay? Look, if we scroll over here, look where crypto was. Look at November 2013. Look where crypto was. Imagine, look, how different does that look to our charts? Now, this is kind of what it looks like here in our charts. Yeah? And then look what happened after 2013. We go 2014, we're in a bear market. And because of that Mt. Gox stuff, hold on a second, 2014, we were doing bits, bruv. No, this is 2016. There we go. There's 2014. 2014 is here. January 2014. There we go. January 2014 all the way to December 2014. Look at the structure of price. What trend are we in here? And imagine, right? Think about it from here. This right here is no different to like 15, 16K for where we are right now. If you compare this chart to the chart that we've got right now in the future, in the present, sorry, you know, this area right here at the bottom of the box is around 14, 15K for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin then pushes up all the way, does all of this. Altcoins are going mad. Meme coins are going mad. Well, there wasn't that many altcoins back then. There was like 6, right? But they're all going mad though. Like you make millions off them, right? And then those who held, look what happened to them. The same thing that happened to us. And this, one of the pieces of information that drove this price was Mt. Gox. It was. Them coming out and saying we're bankrupt, that is no joke. Same as Binance. Now, once the news settled, once everything was okay, Bitcoin carried on doing its thing. But the main thing to take away from this is, of course, there was FUD. Of course, the hacks had happened, but those Bitcoins weren't recovered. And Mt. Gox, they went through lawsuits and lawsuits and lawsuits. So this kind of parked the bus a little bit. You know, and because it parked the bus, we can theoretically say that the Bitcoins that Mt. Gox owed to people they're not going to pay that anytime soon. Okay, so price continues to go up. We go back into a bull market. Bitcoin does its thing, and eventually, look how small and minor that this price looks now. When I zoomed into it, it was huge, and now when we back out here, even when we come here, it's minor, 20K. Look what it does, and now look at 20K compared to 69K. All right. So I do think we are going to have another bull market. I'm very, very, I wouldn't say confident, but my belief, my conviction is extremely strong. I did a video the other day talking about how to look for a bull market. I spoke about market cycles that happen here, market cycles that happen here, market cycles that happen here. I'm very confident that there will be another bull market. So, you know, stick around. If you haven't subscribed to the NJ show, then, you know, bottom right hand corner, it takes a second. Subscribe to the show, get involved with the community. Oh, by the way, just on a short note, sorry to interrupt, guys. Thank you for helping me break 3K subscribers. Amazing. I did a video on risk management yesterday as a thank you, and I didn't even say in the video, thank you for 3K, but thank you for 3K subscribers. I'm so happy that we finally broken it. It's good to see the community growing and so forth. I really, really do appreciate every single one of you. So if you haven't subscribed already, join the movement. Of course, we hit 3K. We have no time to waste. We celebrate for a moment, and then we are on our journey to 4K. So let's get to 4K, and then we can talk about 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K. Let's grow this community. Let's really, really grow this community. All right. We're going to be different here. So anyway, going back to Mount Gox. All right. Now, again, if these Bitcoins are not out of circulation, but if these Bitcoins are owed by Mount Gox needs to find the money to buy them. If they find the money to buy them, then fine, they've got the money to buy them. Now they need to buy them, and then they need to give them back to their customers, right? The customers who have filed lawsuits and complaints and whatnot, they need to give those Bitcoins back. So let's continue to see what happens, right? Hold on, let's get I found a lovely sort of article here by one of my associates on Twitter. We used to talk back in the day. We don't really talk that much no more, but I found this article here that he sort of, not an article but a thread that he put together. I found it extremely useful. He talks about here, again, 850,000 Bitcoin was stolen from Japanese exchange Mt. Gox. In 2014, they announced bankruptcy. It was worth 500 million at the time. And for those of you who have been watching the show from the beginning, if we take those 850,000 Bitcoins and we do the maths for today, it's around $20 billion. Okay, $20 billion. Now, if you want to look at that number, $20 billion, let's say even if we take a fraction of that, okay, if we take 10% of that 20 billion and we apply that as sell pressure on the market, can you imagine what that would do to Bitcoin? Because really and truly, if you own Bitcoin in 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014, whatever, if you own Bitcoin in that time, your Bitcoin wouldn't have been worth much, not in comparison to what it's worth now. Now, 8 years later, Mt. Gox come back and they're giving you some of your Bitcoin back. Even if it's just some of your Bitcoin, it's going to be worth a crap load more than what it was worth during then. So you've got to put yourself in these shoes. Okay, if you put yourself in their shoes, then think about it logically. Tell me what you think. Would you sell your Bitcoin or would you hold it for like a next bull run? They don't care about bull run, bro. They've been without their Bitcoin for 8 years now, 9 years. They're most likely going to sell, if I'm honest with you, just to sort of better their lives, because that was the objective in 2010, 2011, 2012, 13, 14. 8 years later, they've made it. They don't need to continue riding the market. I think that most people will probably sell. That's just my opinion. Okay? So let's just have a quick look at this. I want to see this. I want to go through this with you guys very, very quickly. So FUD, or should we pay attention? Last month, the trustee handling the case, his name is Nobuaki. Is it Nobuaki something? Hold on, I don't want to come across as a racist. Just one second. What's his name? I know it's somewhere here. I've got some other links open here as well. His name is Nobuaki Kobayashi. God, the guess that I was going to make would have been so bad. Okay? Nobuaki Kobayashi. This was the guy that handled so what happened was the FUD came around. They announced bankruptcy. When they announced bankruptcy, the CEO ran off with 30 million. Okay, so not only are they in trouble now, but the main guy, the guy who runs the business, has sort of run off with 30 mil, never to be seen again. So they go back and they say, all right, well, we need a trustee, we need somebody who can sort of handle the amount of pressure that we're going to get over the course of the next decade, right? And they appoint this guy Nobuaki Kobayashi. He comes in and he says, all right, I'm going to take all the cases, I'm going to focus on this, and I'm going to try and get these people their Bitcoin back. Okay, So here we've got the information of repayment procedures. And I'm going somewhere with this, by the way. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the episode because I am going somewhere with this. All right. Now, the trustee has offered creditors an early lump sum repayment to settle debts owed. That's a key sentence. Creditors can either accept or decline this offer. Some creditors may decline in the hope that there may be further funds owed in the future. So, again, to give you guys an example, right? Let's say, for instance, you've got $20 billion worth of Bitcoin and you can only get a certain percentage of that back, maybe 10 to 15% back. Now, your 10 to 15% might be worth a lot more now than it was worth back then, but it's still only 10 to 15% of what you're owed. So people say, okay, you know what? I'm going to see some people are going to say, I want my Bitcoin back now and I want to sell now. Some people will say, do you know what? I'm going to hold out. I'm going to sue you guys for more. I'm going to see if I can get the rest of my Bitcoin back too. 15% is just not enough. Okay. Moving on, to give any support of any kind to Bitcoin price FUD, all creditors would have had to select the early repayment option. That would mean the crypto coins become payable and would potentially hit the order books of the open market. And now I want you guys to pay attention to that. I don't personally think that where Bitcoin is right now, I don't think the bulls can defend it. If we get roughly around $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. Let's have a look. Let's just have a quick look to see what the number is, because I know it's around $3 billion. All right. No, it's around 3 billion. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 3 billion, right? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Divided by 23,500. That's around 130,000 Bitcoins. But I think it's more, guys. I think it's 140,000 Bitcoins. Yeah, man, it's 140k Bitcoin, bro. Divided by, well, no, times 23,500. So it's around 3.3 billion. Okay. Now, even if we take half of that, I don't think the market can handle that. I think the reason that I explained this to you guys at the beginning of the episode, right here, I explained to you guys that all of this was price driven. Okay. And this price here was event driven. Okay. Price action, sell off. Price action, bullish. Price action, something weird happens here. Nobody really caught this. Okay. This was out of the blue, out of nowhere. This sort of happened. Do you know how bullish this looked from here? Do you know how bullish this looked? This sort of price action here is what kind of stalled us a little bit. Maybe the bull run could have started in 2019, 2017, bull run 2018, bear market. 2019 could have been the bull market, but then we had this, right? And it made it more difficult. We needed a bit more in order to get this bull market that we had. So, considering where we are in the market right now, with that amount of Bitcoin hitting the market, I don't know. I don't know if we can. I don't know if the market can handle that. And it would be sort of overall. It wouldn't just be Bitcoin. Okay, because we've got to think as well. We've got the inflation rates. We've got the Fed consistently increasing the rate hikes. We've got a lot of bearish news. The economy isn't doing very well. And if you guys watch my previous videos, you guys will see that as we talk about the financial markets, as we talk about where the market is headed, everything points towards a bearish narrative. Now, something like Mt. Gox, something like around 140,000 Bitcoins hitting the open market, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I think that would be very, very bearish. Again, even if it is very bearish, even if it is, I wouldn't be too nervous. Okay, I wouldn't be too nervous. The bubble hasn't popped. It's just sell pressure. It's just us going to the bottom of the channel. If we take a look at Bitcoin, let me remove all of this, right? Let me remove all of this. If we go to the monthly, and if we go to whoopsie, what have I done there? Regular, what have I done there? Okay, I don't know. If we go here, and if we go to the log chart, and if we draw a trend line, I think I shared this a couple of weeks ago. Big up XO for this. like that. Like that. Probably got like a mid-range in the middle. Like that. Maybe that's not 100% accurate. 1 second. Yeah, I think it would be more like that. Okay? So look, if you're thinking about it, if we were to get that black swan event, I really don't think that we would go much lower than the bottom of the channel. You know, where does the bottom of the channel fall? Right here. Which brings us to around 11 to 12k. Okay. Now, I don't really care what the news is, in my opinion. I don't really care how it unfolds. If Bitcoin wants to do something like, because it looks like we're turning now. If Bitcoin wants to do something like this, for me personally, I'm getting ready for the next bull run. Okay. I'm expecting something like this. Okay. And that brings us to around what? I don't know. I mean, this says 250k, but I don't know. I don't know. I would probably look for somewhere along. But it says 200. I don't know. It says 250k. I would look for something more like 100k, 150k. We haven't broke 100 yet. 150k is here. We'll see how it unfolds. We'll see how it unfolds. But the point I'm making is that it doesn't seem like we're out of the woods yet. It really doesn't seem like we're out of the woods yet. And if this guy Nobuaki Kobayashi, right, if he's the one that's going to be dealing with these funds, if 140,000 bitcoins are hitting the market, I mean, what can we say? We could say thank God that it's not 850,000 bitcoins. We can say that, but 140k bitcoin at this price, I could see Bitcoin taking a 50 to 60% hit from here. Okay. And we just need to be realistic. I'm not saying everybody should go and short the market, but what I am saying is that we've got every reason right now to not be bullish. We've got every single reason to not be bullish. Every time price goes up, look, listen, I'll be really honest with you guys, yeah? I'm not saying I'm not saying that price can't do something like this. I'm not saying that price can't revisit, the 30k level. Okay, I'm for the bear rally. I kind of thought it would. I kind of thought we would already be at 28k by now, 29k. I was calling for the bear rally here around 16, 17k. If you guys were watching the show, that's when I was calling for a bear rally. I was saying, look, the market is extended. Like we need a sort of rally to the upside, even to refill shorts. Okay. And we got that. So maybe we might still get 28k. It's very possible that we do. But ultimately, we have every reason to be bearish. If we did get sort of 28k, 30k, really and truly, from today anyway, we need to think about, shorting the market if that's the case. I'm just being realistic with you guys. All right. And really and truly, the major support, looking at a chart like this, is going to be here at 10 to 12k. Now, of course, we can look at other things too. Like if we start getting MAs involved, like the 200 weekly MA, 200 daily MA, we'll think to ourselves, all right, well, Bitcoin's never done that before. How can it do that? But we just have to be realistic with how the market is. And also you have to remember as well that with the amount of participants that we have in crypto now, the amount of exposure that we have in crypto now, we can't just keep repeating the same sort of price. Bitcoin, we have to be open to Bitcoin doing something a little bit new from other points of view in order to get the next bull market. And I do believe we'll get another bull market. I really, really do. Okay. Now, with 140 Bitcoins hitting them, 140,000 Bitcoins hitting the market, what's next? What's next? Well, at that point, hopefully we can sort of wrap up this issue with Mount Gox. We can hopefully sort of put this to bed, okay? Because crypto has evolved since then. Crypto has changed since then. Even though compensation plan would bring joy to the victims, who lost most of their money. Like, you got to put yourself in their shoes. They lost most of their money in 2014. You can compare it to Luna. If you guys want a real life comparison to this, compare it to Luna. Think about how many people got wrecked in Luna, and what it did to them. I that this Do Kwan guy, he always gets destroyed on my channel. He always gets destroyed. I never give him a break on this channel. But that is essentially what the Mount Gox thing was, to the people back then. And this is the thing. This is the whole point of today's episode. The whole point of today's episode is, could we see another Black Swan event? Now, ironically, a Black Swan event, you can't really time it. You can't really guess it because it's a Black Swan event. It's like a shooting star. You can sort of feel like it's coming, but you can't ever be certain and you can't ever be sure. Now, this is a topic that people covered a month ago, and a month ago it was relevant, but not as relevant as it is now. Because what's happened in that last month? In that last month, we've seen inflation. We've seen inflation rocket. If you're bullish on inflation, you're bullish on the right things. We've seen the energy prices soaring like no tomorrow. Oil continues to grow and grow and grow. We've seen the volatility index of the S&P fall to support. The S&P is at major resistance. Altcoins are all at resistance. I think it was the other day, the S&P was rallying. It might have even been yesterday. S&P was rallying and Bitcoin is not following suit. You'd think with the way that ES is rallying, that Bitcoin would also follow suit and hit, 28, 29K. You'd think that, but Bitcoin isn't, right? That's a dangerous sign. You know what I'm saying? Right now, money is exiting the market. And those who are in the market currently, they're not playing spot, they're playing leverage. Everybody's shorting and longing with 10x, 20x, 30x. I did a video on risk management yesterday, and majority of the people who will watch it in the future, they're not going to pay attention to it. They'll say, yeah, you know what, fuck it. Let me just slap 100x short on this. Yesterday, you won't believe it, guys. Yesterday, I was hosting SC's and XO's show yesterday, right? And there was a guy who came on the show. I'm not going to say any names. And he was like, I'm underwater on my ETH short. Looked at ETH, right? Massive daily candle, massive short. There was like a 4% move yesterday, 5% move on ETH yesterday to the downside. He must have shorted the absolute bottom. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for the brother, but I'm just saying that, this is what we have in the market right now. This is what we have. We don't have altcoin guys and altcoin girls. We don't have NFT guys and NFT girls. We just have people who want to look at 15-minute time frames, who aren't really preparing for the next bull run, and who probably won't really make it. Okay, you lose all your money by the time you need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean you. I'm not specifically saying you, whoever you are in the chat right now, whoever's listening right now. I know you guys are sort of passionate about crypto too. That's why you've come on my show. Maybe if I was trading charts, we'd have maybe quadruple the people here right now. But this is important information too. Imagine I warned you a month before the COVID crash that the COVID crash would happen and you listened. Imagine what kind of generational opportunity that would have been. Now, if we get a Black Swan event from Mount Gox, if we get an event like this from Mount Gox, where we get another sort of look right here, you can see it on the chart, and you can see how price responded too, because it just wasn't meant to happen. We pushed against the mid-range and eventually we broke out. Voila, there we go. I don't really see us pushing against the mid-range here and pushing up, because you could argue, right? XO covered this yesterday where he said you could argue this is some sort of capitulation, but really and truly, I think that we're going to push down now. I think we're doing something like this. Okay? And really and truly, what I expect to see is something along the lines of this. Hold on. I'm expecting to see something like this, all right? And I'm expecting it to take around a year, all right? Which puts us at around somewhere between 10K and somewhere between 12K. I can't tell you the exact bottom. But at least you guys know, for the guys who are paying attention now and for the girls who are paying attention now, you guys who are watching this, you guys will know. You guys will say, hang on a second, when 10 to 12K comes, if it does come, I'm not going to be on the 5-minute chart looking at, you know what, we've got a swing failure pattern here. And obviously, if you take a Fibonacci and you draw it from this high to this low, there's a time and a place for that. There's a time and a place for that. When you understand, the bigger picture, when you understand what's going on, you'll make so much money. Okay, I come from Tottenham. I grew up in Tottenham. I didn't grow up around money. My dad did 12 to 14-hour shifts. If my dad could get overtime, he would take it. He would say, that's an extra 200 quid for my family. My mum worked as much as she could. I'm not somebody from money. You know what I'm saying? I don't come from a rich family. But this kind of shit up here is the reason that my family have a bit of money now. Just a bit. So all I'm saying is, when you understand things like this, when you can really pay attention and say, hang on a second, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to catch 50 million trades from this area here, but if I buy it in this sort of area here where I'm looking for, then by the time it gets up to here, not only will I have made money from Bitcoin, not only will I have made money from Ethereum, but the altcoin opportunities that will come with that. Oh my goodness. In the last bull market, it was only one or two altcoins that really changed everything for me. Gosh, the altcoin opportunities that come when a market is like that. And we will be covering them on this channel. We will be. I promise you we will be. But in the interim, we've got to pay attention to the overall narrative. Okay, and the narrative right now is we have so many reasons to push down. Now look, tomorrow, when we talk tomorrow about Bitcoin and Ethereum, we might get a push up in Bitcoin. Look, we're at 23,500 now. If tomorrow we're at 25, 26K, everybody in the market will be ramping up. They'll be going crazy. They'll be loving it. But we need to not sort of let that get over our heads. We should be happy, yeah. If you caught the long, you made a couple $1,000, you made a couple $100, whatever you did, good, all very good. But we can't lose the overall consensus, which is right now the market is not looking very good. It's not looking good, bruv. All right, it's not looking good. Are you worried, bruv? It's not looking good. And the reason for that is because everything is pointing to the downside, and that is okay. That is just perfectly fine. Because when it comes, Exo tweeted this, man. I won't be able to bring it up for you now, but Exo tweeted this yesterday. Or was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know, but he tweeted it. And he said, don't fuck it up. Like, I'll be here with you. I'll be here talking to you guys. I'm talking to all of you right now. Like, we're just here in the same room. Like it's one of those, alcoholic meetings or whatever. I'm here talking to you guys like that. But the other guys won't. The other guys will just come. They'll do 5 minutes, 6 minutes, tell you what they think, and then they'll leave. So hear what I'm saying. Pay close attention to what I'm saying. We're looking for reasons now. Now that we know the market isn't looking good, traditional markets aren't looking good. ES is not looking good. Bitcoin's not looking good. Energy prices not looking good. Economy is not looking good. Recession looks like we are on the brink of a recession. If all of that is true, then we need to look for the reasons, the majority, the main reasons why price would in fact fall to these beautiful, beautiful prices that we're waiting for. Okay? And that is the reason. So just to sort of summarize, just to sort of finish up, despite all the sort of tension around Mount Gox, there's still a good chance that the effect won't be as bad as most of us are predicting. Like I said, all right, the I don't think we'll break 10 to 12k. I don't see us breaking 10 to 12k. But at the same time, this kind of sell-off is too much, bro. I don't know how price is going to hold that. I don't know how price is going to hold that. So look, let me know in the chat what do you guys think about this Mount Gox redistribution scheme? Okay, out of 850,000 bitcoins, they've been able to recover around 150,000 or 140,000, somewhere along those lines. It's going to be distributed amongst the previous holders, the victims of Mount Gox. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think the price of Bitcoin will go to? Are we going to see 17k again? Maybe 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10? Where do you guys think the low for Bitcoin is in? And you know what? You're not here to get it right. You're here to just give your opinion. This is an opinion show. You can make your opinion. I can make my opinion. There's no such thing as being wrong. It doesn't matter even when we are wrong. This is a different community. We're not going to tolerate any silliness. Everybody here should be cool with one another. Everybody here should be cool with one another. Everybody here needs to network. And also, look, make sure you're following the Telegram. The link is in the description below. It's the link at the top of the description. Make sure you're following the Telegram channel. Okay, join that. You know. So again, today's episode, it was about Mount Gox. It was about trying to understand, what is going to happen. This sell-off could take us to 12K from here. Will it do it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys have any questions or comments? I want to read some comments and I want to see what you guys have to say before I head off. Need to remove this block. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. Thank you for deleting. Come on, guys. Let's smash up the likes. Let's get some new subscribers. Let's see if we can get some new subscribers as well. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. So we've already got a comment here from MWO who says, I don't think there'll be mass selling. It will be scaled out, but we will still trend down. I don't see a black swan happening. Very good comment. Very good comment, MWO. I do know it will be scaled out. I know it's not going to be 150,000 that just hits the market straight away. But obviously, it will be consistent sell pressure. I do like what you've said there. I agree in some words. And Min says, what's your opinion on the ETH merge? Well, Min, I appreciate your question. We are talking about Mt. Gox, but I'll answer you anyway. I think the ETH merge is bullish. I think it's a very, very bullish thing for the cryptocurrency space. I think ETH moving from proof of work to proof of stake is very bullish, But, we've got to look at the overall consensus, which is can the market let it be bullish? Can the market let it be bullish? Imagine you were 6'5", you were 290 pounds or whatever, and you were the fastest boxer alive. How are you going to get a chance to fight Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury? You need the tools, you need the backing in order to get that. You can't just be a big person with big muscles and speed to just go and get the fight that you're looking for. So if they're putting up the fight, if are the big dogs, they are putting up the fight, will the market let it? I don't know. I don't know if it will. It looks like a sell the news kind of type event for me, right? And then in the next market, in the next bull run, once we've had that accumulation phase, once we can get more participants entering the market, that's when we can start looking at much, much higher prices using the merge as a catalyst, So let's see here. NT Goonie says, if it were me, I would sell most of it, at least 50%. Well, exactly. This is my opinion too. If you held Bitcoin in look at this, 2011, right? August 2011, the price of Bitcoin was $11. Let's say, for instance, you owned around 1,000 Bitcoin at $11, right? You get 10 to 15% of that today. That's 150 Bitcoin. 150 Bitcoin at these prices, 23,500. Even 150 Bitcoin at 10K. And you've oh my goodness. Do you know what I mean? You've got 1.5 mil there, right? You see what I'm saying? So let's see some more of these comments. Tommy says, thank you, NJ. Great content as always. Thank you, Tommy, for your lovely comment. I appreciate you, mate. Let's keep the comments coming in, guys. Thank you, Thomas. Dubs says, I think 10 to 12K would be very bad for crypto and very dangerous. Well, you know what, Dubs, I love your comment there. I do see your comment. I don't quite agree with it though. I don't quite agree with it. I think it would be very bullish. Let's take a look at this, right? Look at this chart here. See, you've got the orange box here. Let's God, my speech is a bit slurred, isn't it? Let's look at it from here. Okay. So if we take this wick as an example, okay? We take that wick as an example. I'm sure that when Bitcoin was at $1,000, people would have said the same thing about $100. I'm sure people would have said the same thing. People would have said, well, hold on, if Bitcoin was at $1,100 and now it's dumped to $150 right here, that's not bullish for cryptocurrency. That's very bearish for cryptocurrency. And then cryptocurrency would have then gone to go to around $20,000 and people would have said, well, I wish I bought. You got to remember that in this market, it's a game of psychology. By the time Bitcoin gets to this orange box here, nobody wants to buy Bitcoin. And the people who watched you kill it in the bull market of 2021, they're going to say you're kind of an idiot. you know. And really and truly, it kind of looks the same as we've got here, you know. If we just get a line here, if I put this line from here, a trend line from here to here, let's just make that a little bit bigger so you guys can see. And if I take the same trend line and put it here, it's kind of the same thing, you know. You know, if you get you know, you get, you know, don't you think that would look healthy for cryptocurrency just from a charting perspective? Don't you think that would look healthy? Look at the price action that we had here from 2013 all the way to sort of 2017 May. Look at that price action. Don't you think something like that here would be healthy for cryptocurrency over the next 12 months? You know, it's just my personal opinion. But that's the only reason I disagree with you. I don't want you to think that I'm shooting your opinion down. I love the fact that we've got an opinionated community. I want you guys to share your opinions more and whatnot, you know. Let's see some of these other comments. We've taken one from NT Goonie as well. All right, let's look at Mateu. So Mateu says, I think 12K will be a dream. That's why I don't see it coming. But if it comes, I'll finally be able to afford one Bitcoin. You know what, Mateu? I like that comment. However, you've got to remember, just like I said a moment ago, that by the time we do get to 12K, 10K, whatever, if it does come, we've got to be open to the idea. And I want you guys to clip this and remember this, all right? We've got to be open to the idea that when those prices do come, nobody will want to actually buy cryptocurrency. The amount of fear that we're going to have in the market. And I don't know where that fear will be derived from. I don't know if the fear will be from Bitcoin alone. I don't know if the fear will be something that has gone down in the traditional economy that will make us all scared of spending anything at all. But what I do know is that whenever we get to the bottom of these channels, nobody's going to want to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or any altcoins. People will be in fear and they'll be scared. And that's kind of the perfect scenario in a way. You get what I'm saying? Let's take one or two more of these questions and I'm going to shoot off. It's a bit more of an interactive show. You guys spent an hour listening to me. There's no reason why I shouldn't listen to you for a bit. Let's see what SkyChange is saying. I could see something happening like a blow off bottom and then a consolidation for the next bull run, similar to what happened last few times. A trickle down, then one big candle accumulation. Fantastic comment, Sky Changer. And this is exactly what I was talking about in two videos ago. I did a video on market cycles. All right, I did a video on market cycles, and I tried to explain to you guys what the overall sort of consensus is. We've got a bull market, a bear market, an accumulation phase, and I really break it down for you guys in that video. So if you get time, I would definitely advise you go back. I think a day or two ago, it was definitely this week, I did a video on market cycles. All right, and I personally think for myself it's the best video I've ever done. All right, I don't expect it to get a lot of views, but it has to be the best video I've ever done. All right, sometimes when I'm making my videos, I think to myself, you know, what would I have wanted to see? You know, when I was in 2017 and I was in this area here, this is when I joined crypto, right? Let me show you. This area here is when I joined crypto. That green box is when I joined crypto. And you know what? There was so much I could have learned. There were so many things that I could have learned. And I think to myself, you know, I wish there was that kind of knowledge that I needed back then, because you've got to remember, right? When you're playing in the bear market, everything is boring. When you're playing in the accumulation market, everything is boring. You know, this is an FA show. This is a crypto show. We do TA, we do FA, we do news. Have you noticed lately there's not been really that much news to cover, right? So we are entering that accumulation zone. I think we're one step away from entering that boring price action where we just consolidate, you know? And really and truly, when I do these videos for you guys, when I come live for you guys, what I think of, the mindset that I put myself in is that I'm talking to myself, but when I was in 2016, 2017, so that I can understand what Bitcoin is. You won't believe it, right? Me and Denk, when we was in 2012 and 2013, me and Denk, I was at work one day and we were talking about this Bitcoin thing. We're like, bruv, Bitcoin is at £50. Should we get some? I don't know, bro. I don't know about this Bitcoin thing, bro. We're going to lose all our money. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? We got into Bitcoin at like £2,000 in the end. All right. And now we're talking about prices like 100,000, 200,000. So when I think of these videos, you got to remember that a lot of work does get put into these videos. I don't just come live and just waffle away. I'm talking to you guys in the same way that I would have wanted somebody to speak to me in 2017, 2016 to say, look, bro, it's all good that you're focusing on charts, you're focusing on TA, you're focusing on scalps and whatnot, but this is not what's going to make you the big lump sum that you're looking for, you know? Anyway, Mateo, thank you. Sky Changer, sorry. Thank you for your comment. I do think that we are one step away from that accumulation zone. And definitely check out that video that I did the other day on market cycles if you guys want to look at that. So let's see what this. So Solid ES says, do you think that this is similar to the .com bubble where Bitcoin ends up at 3K next year and takes 10 years to recover? Like they say, the most bullish news comes out in bear markets. Okay, well look, all right, let's answer that question. Now the reality is we don't know. Okay, the reality is that we don't know. So what do we do then? What do we do in order to give us as much information as possible so that we do know? We have charts, we have historical price action, we have data from the past. Okay. Now we've got to ask ourselves what we're experiencing now. Have we ever experienced anything like that in the past? Well, look, I'd argue that when Mt. Gox declared bankruptcy, that was a worse period for crypto than we are in right now. You know, just my opinion. I think that in 2014, when Mt. Gox said, I declare bankruptcy, we were in a far worse situation for cryptocurrency, because think about what the price of Bitcoin was. The price of Bitcoin back then was at $1,000. Not right now. We've been dumping for the last sort of year, and we're still at 23,500. Whereas back then we were at $1,000. We had 20 times the chance of going to zero than we do now. Wouldn't you agree? And if Mt. Gox was the Binance of that time, but more pivotal even than the Binance that we have today, then don't you think it was worse back then? So we can compare it to the .com bubble, of course we can, but we have to take other things into consideration as well, like, you know, Bitcoin going from a total price of $2.31 to $69,000. We have to take that into consideration. We have to take into consideration that when Bitcoin was trading between $2 and $1,000, it was trading in its own merit. It was using its own price action. It was doing its own thing. And now that we come up here, Bitcoin is it's heavily correlated with SPX, with the ES, with the S&P, with the US 500, the 500 major companies in the United States. Bitcoin is trading the same as that. It follows suit. So, you know, you've got to ask yourself, would you compare it to the .com bubble, or would you compare it to the data that we have? You know, great question. I just think that we can't. I just think that we wouldn't. All right. What else have we got here? Kalayan, thank you for joining the stream. Considering how many big wallets are invested in Bitcoin, the crash will disappear very fast. Yeah, mate. Yeah, this is a good comment too. I like it. Very mature. Very mature. I mean, look, would you guys believe me when I say that this was the COVID crash? The crash that shut down the whole world. Would you believe that this is the COVID crash? I mean, I struggle to believe it when I look at it and I think to myself, rah. I struggle to believe it myself. But this was the COVID crash. And do you know what's mad? What's mad is that even though this was the COVID crash, we still didn't tap the bottom of the channel. I mean, we could argue the bottom of the channel is here. Hold on. We could argue that this is the bottom of the channel. Yeah, we could. You know, but even then, you know, we didn't really take out any of the main lows, and that was the COVID crash, you know. So just my opinion. Very good comment there. And Dubs once again says, great insight, NJ. Psychology, thank you so much. No problem, mate, no problem. Chaitanya Gore says sned it to zero. Well, yeah, I mean, short it, my friend. Definitely short it if you want to short it. And if it does go to zero, then who's going to buy it when you exit the short? That's an interesting question, no? You know? So do we have anything else? I can't see any more comments. I can't really see any more comments. We've got one from MLWO here that says, so now we have learned and now we build. Yes, exactly. Now we build. Now we grow. Okay? Now is the time to understand your price action, which I know you're all doing. Now is the time to focus on technical analysis, which I know you're all doing. But mainly, now is the time to understand fundamentals. Now is the time to be looking at historical price data. Now is the time to be looking at what happened in the past. Now is the time to be looking at reasons for the market to go to dreamlike entries. Now is the time for you to be building. Learn about your favorite altcoins, your favorite subjects, your favorite currencies. Learn about what they did, how they grow, how they do what they're doing. You know, learn about it. Because over the course of the next 12 months, I believe a buying opportunity will come. Inside of the next 12 months, a buying opportunity, in my personal opinion, will come. Okay. I'll take one more comment here and then I'm going to shoot off. I see you, Cryptique, as well. Cryptique, you know what? A big shout out to Cryptique, mate. A massive shout out to Cryptique. You're in the chat. You're engaging with everyone. I see you, mate. I see you. If you want to make it, be like Cryptique. Cryptique's going to make it in the next cycle. NJ said it. Clip this if you want to clip this. We've got a quick question here from Kyozen. NJ, just curious, do you invest in NFTs? Yeah, so look, I do invest in NFTs. I don't take them as seriously as I should. My cousin, Crypto AM, he loves NFTs. He's so clever when it comes to NFTs. He looks at NFTs how they should be looked at. He's one of those guys, you know, with the monocle and the cane, and he'll look at NFTs and he'll say, oh, that is fantastic, beautiful art. I'm going to be bringing him on the show in maybe next week. I'll bring him on the show with Crypto Mac. All right. Crypto Mac will talk about how he's been on a massive win streak lately. His win streak just ended, but he was on like a 10-11 trade win streak. And he's just a student of price. So I'm going to bring him on with Crypto AM in the next week to sort of talk about price action, how he got to the place that he got to. And I'm going to bring on Crypto AM as well to discuss NFTs and look at NFTs from the way that they should be looked at, you know, not just buying pictures of monkeys and then selling them for millions. It doesn't work like that. That's not how NFTs work. That's not why they went up either. So I do own NFTs. I'll be honest with you, I spent around like 100 grand on NFTs in the last cycle towards the early stages, and it was worth a lot more, but I didn't sell any of them. I didn't really want to sell any of them. You know, I think NFTs are more like gold and gems. You know, I don't think, obviously there were tops in the last cycle and I didn't sell. I put my hands up, but I own rare pepes. I love rare pepes. I've got rare pepes and I think that they're going to do bits, you know. I'm just saying, like, not today, not early on in the next cycle, but I have rare pepes. Do you not know what rare pepes are? Google it. Let me see if I can Google it here. Hold on. Rare pepes. So these are the NFTs that I own. This is not a shill, yeah? I'm not shilling it. I'm just saying these are the most expensive ones. I should let AM talk about this. AM can describe this in a much better thing. Oh, and yes, Elizabeth says it here. She says you sold your penguins. I had what was those penguins called, man? What were those penguins called? Pudgy penguins. Yes. That was so cool. I loved my pudgy penguin. It was before I doxed myself and I bought a pudgy penguin. I loved that pudgy penguin. I had 2 of them and I sold them for 3x's, you know? So anyway, yeah, I've got these red pepes. I've got a Pepe Lisa, you know? Not this one. This is a bit mad. I didn't even know this website existed. Yeah, man. This is mad. Anyway, I don't know why Pepe Lisa is not here, but I've got a Pepe Lisa, you know? And really and truly, I think it's going to do bits. I think the demand will come in later on. Not anytime soon, but later on, I think the demand will come in. And when the demand comes in, that's when, you know, we're going to see what it's made of, you know? But I own rare pepes. Do I own anything else? I think I've got a Curio card as well. I've got a Curio card. I've got some honoraries, which obviously I'm never going to sell. And yeah, but anyway, look, do you know what the good thing about this is? Yeah, and I'll let AM properly speak about this. But the good thing about this is these NFTs, they come from 2013, 2014. They are old as crap. And we saw in the last cycle, right, that it was CryptoPunks that really sort of boomed, you know? And they boomed because they were the first NFTs on Ethereum. So these NFTs, these rare pepes, They were early as well, and curios were the first NFTs built on Bitcoin, so that's why I own a curio card as well. So it's something for you guys to just sort of look into. All right, I don't want you to take this as financial advice. I'm just telling you what I've done. All right, have we got anything else? What is this? NJ, have you been down the time analysis rabbit hole? Sorry, mate, I haven't. DM me on Twitter what that's about. I don't know. It sounds like the Matrix, what you're talking about. Maybe I'm seeing these codes here and I'm thinking of the Matrix, but that's, yeah, you know. Any more questions? Any more questions? So MWO says, back to work. NJ, catch you soon. Have a good shift, mate. I hope you have a great shift. La 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 la. So let's see what's saying here. All right, Vineet says, mate, your streams are incredible. You have no idea how much I'm learning from you. You put in so much effort and share it for free. Absolutely amazing. Yesterday's stream with SC and XO was awesome. Thank you for your lovely, lovely comment, Vineet. Your lovely comment, Vineet. People like you make it worth my time. People like make this job enjoyable. I have to admit, I'm not going to be dishonest. I love doing this. I love doing this. I love coming on live every day, and I love speaking to you guys about cryptocurrencies, our favorite subjects, you know? And, we're going to do more of this, all right? I'll tell you what, if I'm being super honest with you, the dream is to get to a stage where we've got 100 times more people here. So we've got around 50 people in the chat, right? It would be so cool if we went live and there was 5,000 people here. We were all just talking and debating about cryptocurrency. You know, yesterday I was on SC and XO's show. I was hosting SC's midweek market special with XO. If you guys haven't seen that, go to Trader SC YouTube and then do this. So if you go to Trader SC's YouTube channel, hold on, there we go. This is Trader SC's YouTube channel. I'm not signed in, that's why it says it's not subscribed. But definitely, look, go to SC's channel. I know a lot of you follow him around. I know a lot of you on this channel follow him anyway. But we did an episode yesterday, so you can see here, co-hosted by NJ. There I am there. Myself, Trader NJ, and obviously, as you might be aware, Trader SC and Trader XO. So look, this was a fantastic episode yesterday. Look, if you haven't watched this, you should. Right, today we're going to be talking. Oh, yeah, man, I can't get a nice. Let me just do this. Yeah. So look, if you guys haven't watched this episode from yesterday, definitely watch it, because XO talks about Bitcoin and Ethereum from a macro perspective, and then SC takes what XO said and breaks it down in the lower time frame. So look, honestly, that episode yesterday, it wasn't just really me hosting it. It was a learning opportunity for me too. We had like 1,300 people that joined yesterday's stream. It was unbelievable. I swear to God, it was unbelievable. And I know that you guys will enjoy it. All right. So definitely go over to SC's channel. We're not that far away from 50K subscribers on SC's channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel here, the NJ Show, please do subscribe. I want to see 50K as well one day. I want to see these numbers grow. I want to see our community grow, you know? So definitely do that. I'll take one or two more questions. Phil, thank you very much for joining the show, my friend. Have a lovely, lovely day. Keozan says, NJ, Justin Castillo has recorded the deviation meme. Has he recorded the deviation meme? Let's have a look. Am I getting trolled here? Let's see. Oh, no, he has.
Deviation, man.
No way. That is legendary. Look at this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't believe this.
Deviation, bruv.
Oh, my God.
Deviation, bruv.
Oh, my God. Oh, Essie's too funny, bro. Essie is too funny. Wallah, I swear to God. That is freaking joke. I can't believe Castillo pulled through.
Deviation, bruv.
That's a deviation, bruv.
Deviation, bruv.
Jeez Louise. Hey, Keozan. Big up Keozan for shouting that out on the channel. That is too funny. Yeah, Cryptique, man. He has. That's too funny. All right, last question. Ali Sayal. It says BTC dominance is around 40%. Where do you see it going to top? Okay, so look, in order to understand Bitcoin dominance, CL, you've got to understand what Bitcoin dominance is. So look, without condescending anybody, Bitcoin dominance is essentially Bitcoin versus the altcoins. All right, and Exo covers this really, really well in his stream. So I would definitely advise you check out Trader Exo's channel where he does. But I'll give you a very, very quick answer because you asked me the question. So, you know, money is leaving the market. All right. Altcoins are being traded less, they're being shorted more. Bitcoin continues to find lower prices. ETH continues to find lower prices. Now, my personal opinion is that Bitcoin dominance will increase. All right. There is massive saturation in the market in terms of altcoins, which is why Bitcoin dominance won't see crazy, crazy numbers like it did in the past. I don't think we'll ever see 80% plus ever again on Bitcoin dominance. And that isn't because Bitcoin can't do it. It's because there's just too many altcoins in the market. Every time we have one of these bullish cycles, right? Every time we have a cycle like this, every time we have a cycle like this, and then obviously when we get a cycle like this too, more and more altcoins come to the market. You know, back here, right? This area here, we only had like 5 or 6 altcoins. I remember like Stratus was one of the biggest altcoins ever. It was like, whoa, we've actually got an altcoin, you know? And then by the time we got to 2017, it was like we had so many altcoins. 2021 was different, bro. In every sector of crypto, whether it was memes, oracles, privacy, layer ones, layer twos, I don't know, man, gambling, betting, prediction markets, gaming, NFT, metaverse, bros, we had so, and sisters, we had so many different sectors of cryptocurrency that just went bonkers. And each ecosystem had like 100 altcoins that were that were built underneath it. So, you know, for me, right, I was really heavily involved with the AVAX ecosystem. I loved the AVAX ecosystem. I partnered up with Avalanche. Um, I took many private sales from the Avalanche. All right. I invested. It was fantastic for me. I saw the potential in Avalanche. I saw the potential in AVAX. And AVAX, so many people were building on AVAX. There were so many games that came out on AVAX. There were so many different types of segments within AVAX that I saw that were just worth the investment. And you know what? We're going to talk about that in the next cycle as well. What are private sales? How you guys can get involved early, how to identify them early. I'm going to be talking about coins that will be launching to market. You know, getting involved in seed rounds, in early rounds like private sales and stuff. It's not easy to do that. You know, you have to really prove that you are someone integral to the crypto space, somebody that adds value to the crypto space, somebody that has recognition in the crypto space to really and truly get an opportunity to sort of investigate and analyze and really evaluate a crypto project. You know, sometimes a private sale, people think that influencers just go into private sales to just dump on followers. It don't work like that, you waste man. It don't work like that. Sometimes a project needs opinion. Sometimes a project needs analysis. So what they do is they take people that focus heavily on fundamental analysis. They take people that focus heavily on the crypto market and they say, hey, we've got an idea. We've got a project here. And can we get your thoughts and analysis on this project? Can you evaluate it for us? Now, when they say that, you know, and I've waffled, like I'm talking so much about when I should just be answering about Bitcoin dominance, but I'm getting back there. I'll get back there. So you evaluate their project, and in return, if you find merits within their project, you get the opportunity to invest. It's as simple as that, you know. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance. I don't see it going back to anywhere near the all-time highs it went to before, but I do see it rising. Yeah, I do see it rising as we continue to slide lower. We've got lower prices to achieve in this market, in my opinion. If we were to start going up from here, that would probably need to be event driven as well. We'd probably need to see something like inflation get tackled. We probably need to see something around the dollar need to fix. I don't know how they do it. Maybe if they turn the money printer on, they'd be able to do it. But other than that, though, I don't think so. Not anytime yet. You know, I think the money printer will get turned back on because they'll have no choice really. But that's not yet. You know. So anyway, I can see that there's no more comments in the chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot off. Guys, like I say already, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you haven't liked the video, please consider liking the video. We come live here sort of every day, 12:15 p.m. And I did see a question earlier on from Kalayan to say, will you make some short videos during the weekends? I'll tell you what, mate. As we get closer to the bull market, I will be doing that. All right. As we get closer to the bull market, I'll be making more videos. We'll come live multiple times a day. We'll come live on the weekends. But obviously, in the interim, while we're building in the bear market, we're good for now. We've got 5 episodes a week of the NJ show. If I see more, like, subscribers, if I see more comments, if I see more, just if I see the community engaging and I see the community growing, then I promise I will do more. I will bring more content to you guys. You know what I'm saying? So in order to do that, what I need more subscribers. I need you guys to share my videos more often. When I'm tweeting on Twitter about the videos, about the live content, I need you guys to be, helping me out, retweeting, sharing it with your people, sharing it with your friends. And one day we will be at 20, 30, 40, 50k subscribers, maybe even higher. And then, you know what? Because the community will be so big, I'll just have to come live more often, It is what it is. Also, if you get a chance, make sure you're looking at the links in the description below. By clicking on those links, by doing anything with those links, it's supporting the NJ show. It brings the NJ show to life just a bit more. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with that. That's an hour and a half. I'm going to shoot to the gym. I love you all. Thank you to those of you who joined the show. Thank you for those of you who interacted with me today. We had a really great conversation about Mount Gox, about just many things. All right. Thank you very much. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the NJ Show. Goodbye. Cheers.